everybody out there in Flosstube world. I am Chris of Xrossstitch, and this is absolutely new to me. I knew nothing about Flosstube literally 3 months ago. I had zero idea that Flosstube even existed. Hello and welcome to all my Flosstube neighbors, and welcome to the 1-year anniversary episode. I am Chris, and this is Xrossstitch, and today is Tuesday, May the 17th, 2022, and this is Flosstube number 50. 50. I'm so happy to have you here today. This is a very special episode for me. 1 year ago, to this very day, I began this Flosstube channel. 1 year ago to this very day, I'm leaving that in, I'm not going to edit that out. A year ago to this very day, I began this Flosstube channel, and what a year it has been. It's no exaggeration to say that it has changed my life. And I'm so glad to have each and every one of you here with me today. If you are a first-time viewer, welcome. If you are a regular member of the neighborhood, welcome. You are all part of this neighborhood that we have created together over this past year. And I'm just so thrilled to have you with me. If you're new, I hope you like the video. I hope you subscribe to the channel and ring the bell and do all the things that you're supposed to do when you want to keep up with the Flosstuber. And if you are a returning viewer, as I said, you are my family, my extended family of neighbors all across the world. And you're just as much a part of this channel as I am. So I'm just the one on this side of the camera. So we've got a busy day today. Let's jump right in. We always start each video here at Xrossstitch. This is going to be an emotional episode for me. I can already tell. You know, the story time that's coming up later does get emotional, but that was almost a year ago, because it's the Mary Will story. But I've got a lump in my throat now. We always begin each video here at Xrossstitch by naming Handstanding Cat. Handstanding Cat is the top of Tiki Tree of 1,000 Faces. It is right there. It's in the corner of my bedroom. Piece of teak driftwood that's just gorgeous. I'm going to post a photo of the whole thing. Someone asked me recently to post a photo of the entire objet d'art, whatever, art piece. And I will do that. But the top of it looks like a handstanding cat. And each week we name it. And this week, Handstanding Cat comes to us from our dear neighbor, Laura K. Laura K, frequent, regular viewer, Laura K. And she has decided that Handstanding Cat should be named Groot. And I couldn't agree more. I am Groot. Handstanding Cat this week, 1 year anniversary episode, henceforth until next week, named Groot. Thank you, Laura. The reason we do naming of the Handstanding Cat is for inclusiveness. I want to include each and every one of you in the channel, and I still take names and I still maintain the list, and as names fall off the wheel as we use them, I add new ones to them. So if you have a name for Handstanding Cat, please send me a note or put it in the comments below. Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I have some very special mentions today. The first being to our dear neighbor, Susan C. Susan, happy birthday. Today is your birthday, you told me last week, which coincides with the 1 year anniversary of the channel. So I just wanted to say hello to you. I hope that you are having a wonderful day, and I wish you many more happy birthdays to come. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support, Susan. Also, I want to thank my dear viewer and my dear neighbor. I like to call you guys neighbors instead of viewers. My dear neighbor, Barbara M. Barbara and I are email pen pals. She does not comment on the videos per se because she watches me on her television, but she is faithfully emailing me almost each and every week. Something incredibly sweet or insightful, and I just enjoy them so much. So Barbara M., thank you. I look forward to every email that you send. I want to also shout out my dear, dear, sweet, sweet angel friend, Karen, of the Flosstube channel, The NEEDLEBUG. If you do not watch Karen at The NEEDLEBUG, you should be doing so. She's delightful. She is encyclopedic in her knowledge of the needle crafts, especially with regard to cross stitch. And she's a wonderful human being that I adore. One of the great blessings of doing this Flosstube channel over the past year. And she sent me a very sweet email last week. I haven't responded to it yet, but as a way of responding to the email, I just wanted to shout Karen out and tell her how much I adore you. And if you're not watching her, you should be doing so. Karen at the NEEDLEBUG. So take care, Karen. And if you write me an email and I haven't responded to you, if you have written me, do not fear. I responded to someone who wrote me an email a month ago, this morning. Rather, I responded this morning to someone who wrote me an email a month ago. That's correct structure. So I haven't forgotten about you. I have not forgotten about you, not at all. It just may take me a while. And I apologize about that, but I do my best. I really do my best. I'm caught up on comments though, which is a major feat for me. I figured out how to do it. You gotta answer them when they come. One fell swoop, get the comment, write the response. That's how you do it. So just be patient. If I haven't written you back, I will do so. Your communication and this interaction means so much to me. So thank you, each and every one. Whether it's a comment or an email, I love them. I am absolutely thrilled that the timing has worked out so beautifully that I can show you this amazing, fully finished object on my 1-year anniversary. Last year, as one of the primary pieces that I began after having started the channel, was Satsuma Street's beautiful Wizard of Oz Mystery Stitch Along. And it was probably the largest piece that I had ever stitched to that date. And it was one of the first major finishes, if not the, maybe not the, but it was one of the first major finishes on the channel. I sent it to the wonderful people at Total Framing in Fairfax, Virginia, based on several of your recommendations and a recommendation from Karen at the NEEDLEBUG. And after many months of it being there, because as you can imagine, they're so good, they're backlogged, I got it last week and I can show it to you for the very first time. So here is my fully finished object of Satsuma Street's The Wizard of Oz, the Mystery Stitch Along, done in 2021. I finished it on time, luckily. It's probably the last thing I did finish on time, according to a stitch along. But it's just gorgeous, and I love it so very much. It's already hanging on the wall. That green frame, they have such a wonderful procedure. They sent me, when she received the piece, and finally got to unwrapping it, she sent me like 6 or 7 different framing options. This was all done remotely. I mailed her the piece in a insulated corrugated tube. The gentleman who takes the orders and does the administrative portion of the transaction. When I first spoke to him on the phone, he's like, "Well, you wrapped it really, really well." It was hermetically sealed in that tube because I didn't want anything to happen to it. But she sent 6 or 7 iterations of framing choices, all of which were gorgeous, by the way, all of which could have easily worked. But this is the one I chose. I could not be happier with it. I could not be happier with it. I will continue to use them in the past. There are some other framers, wonderfully reputable framers for cross-stitching that I'm interested in checking out very soon with other pieces. But Total Framing will definitely get some more of my business in the future, without question. And I just couldn't be happier to be able to show you this on this particular day. So there's my major FFO to share with you, The Wizard of Oz by Satsuma Street. And on to the works in progress. This week, I was a monogamous stitcher. I mentioned last week that I am really trying to stay on my WhipGo board this particular month. I have let that go. Part of it, well, not let it go, I let it fall slack because I was working on my Fruits of Plenty so very intently, and that was absorbing a lot of my time. It's an amazing chart. It's an amazing project. I love it with all my heart and soul. I just needed a break from it. And I'm kind of taking that break this month. I know I'm going to get behind, but that's okay. Still Fresh Fruit Sal can continue into 2023 if I don't finish it by this year, because it's still fresh, like me, still fresh. Thanks to all the grease I sleep in when I go to bed at night. But anyway, so this month, that's a tangent. That was such a tangent. Where was I? WhipGo. So the WhipGo project, 2 WhipGo calls for this month were 7 days on Miss Cherry Blossom, which I completed, and a page finish for the lovely Quaker Christmas, a Christmas Quaker by Bygone Stitches. This is and this was the project that I worked on exclusively this week. This is a stitch along that is being sponsored by my friends Annie at the Proper Stitcher and Artie at the Vintage Stitcher. It began last year. The goal was to have it done last year by Christmas time. And some people did it. Some people finished it within the first couple of months of stitching, just lightning fast. But I'm still stitching on mine. I love this piece. I love this piece. And I will tell you the reason I love this piece is because of the variegated floss that I am using and the color combination of it and the Victorian green Aida fabric. Just amazing. Many of you have said that this looks like ribbon candy to you, and it does. I just love it. You can see that they change, and you know, it's a strong variegation, this. And I wouldn't use it on just anything, but I love it on this. I just absolutely love it. I'm really doing well with sticky. I'm going to have this page finished by this month. I just know I am, because I'm now about halfway, if not a little bit more, halfway through this particular page. The way this chart is laid out, there's, if you can imagine a rectangle split into rectangular quarters, I am moving across the top, so I will have finished the entire top half of the overall piece when I finish this. And I may finish this by the end of the year. I think I will. I know that Quaker Christmas falls on my WhipGo chart at least once more, if not twice more. And if it does, then I'll knock a remaining page out, surely. And this is something that you may see me stitching on throughout the year just because I love it so much. Again, this is done on with a DMC 4520 that's called Christmas Story. And I just love it. So that's my only work in progress this week. I'm happy to show it to you. I don't feel guilty about working on just one thing because I got a lot of work done on it. So that's my work in progress. And next week, it's going to be something completely different. I'm going to pull some other things out of the, you want to see Fruits of Plenty again. I'm going to work on that this week. I'm going to work on that this week for sure. I'd love to get, let's see, for January, February, I was caught up. March. I'd love to finish March by May. It's time for Story Time with Chris, and today I am replaying a story that I told last year. I also included it in the Christmas special. So those of you who have been with me from the very beginning of the channel, you know this story well, and you've probably seen it twice. And I hope, and I apologize to you if this is old hat to you. But those of you who have joined me more recently or may not have seen the first couple of times that this was aired. This is a story that I told not too terribly long after beginning the channel. It involves a dear sweet woman from my childhood who was incredibly inspirational to me, and the wonderfully sweet blessing that she gave to me that I have carried with me my entire life. And I do get choked up in it, so just be forewarned. And after we come back, after I bring you out of the time warp, I'm going to talk about the hashtag MARYWILLSAL that we are going to begin today. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll be back after you watch. I'm going to go ahead and keep this in, what you're about to see. But my apologies for getting so emotional. But who I am is who I am, and I want to be authentic with you every step of the way. So here we go. Miss Mary Will's Jonquils. I was an only child on a street of widow women. It was tree-lined and beautiful little houses, and it was Mayberry. I was the only child on that particular street because, well, for many years. And Miss Mary Will was an amazing lady. She was an English teacher. There was a teacher exchange program between the United States and the United Kingdom. And I believe this was immediately in the years after the war. And she went over and taught English literature in England. Mary Will and I hit it off. She had the most beautiful jonquils growing, or daffodils, growing in her, along her path to her house, which was immaculate. And every time my grandmother and I would walk to town, in the spring, I would always want to, see, I'm getting choked up, and I already know the end of the story, but I can't do it. We would be walking down the street, and I would want to pick one of those flowers, and I'd do it. Granny, I'd plan it. I would plan it as I approached, because my grandmother didn't want me to do it. And every time, Miss Mary Will would come out on her front porch, and she'd say, "Marie, you let that child pick that jonquil. That's what they're there for." She had this wonderfully refined and elevated Southern accent. It was very, she never articulated an R in her life. She loved to hear about stories that I'd read, and Sherlock Holmes and any of the British authors. We would have long conversations. She was absolutely a divine creature on the face of this earth. And everyone loved her. Everyone loved her. One Saturday, shortly before I went away to college my freshman year, I was driving around the block. There was only one. And I saw Miss Mary Will walking. She walked. She was very, fit. And she was elderly. She was in her, she had to have been in her 80s at this point. But she was a go-getter. She was walking, and I had not seen her in several weeks for some reason. And I pulled over, and I hopped out of the car, and I ran up and I hugged her. And I said, "Miss Mary Will, I'm not going to see you very much coming up. I'm going to, I'm leaving for school." And she, of course, she knew. But she was very sweet. And she said to me, Mary Will said to me, something that I've taken with me my entire life. She said, "Christopher, I never look at a spring flower when I don't think of you." So here's the moral of that story. And I'm not, I don't ever want to get preachy. Or, because I'm nobody. I'm just, I'm not a psychologist or whatever. But here's the moral of that story to me. You never know how you affect people, and you never know what impact you have on their lives. You never should look back on your life and think at any moment that it was meaningless, or that you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve, or do the things you wanted to do. You have purpose in this world. And sometimes the smallest things will be gifts that you give people, some of whom you may never know, for the rest of their lives. You have no idea how you touch people as you move through this world. MARYWILL probably had no idea what she did for me, but she changed me irrevocably, and I'm all the better for it. And I'm so happy to share her with you, because what is remembered lives. And so yeah, think of MARYWILL when you see a daffodil every spring. I think she'd like that. MARYWILL was, as you can see, incredibly impactful on my life. And I think that many of us have those people in our lives in one way or another. And I am absolutely certain that children have a MARYWILL in their life. Whether it's a parent or a grandparent or a relative or a teacher or just a family friend, I hope all children have an inspiring adult that will encourage them to grow and expand their horizons and to see all the wonderful things that are in this world. And MARYWILL certainly did that to me through our discussion of one of her passions, which was also reading, as is mine. The MARYWILLSAL, I've thought about this long and hard. And I have alluded to possibly other charities that this SAL could be associated with. And each and every time, I couldn't get away from MARYWILL over my shoulder. So I made the decision that once again, we're going to hopefully use this as a charitable drive to benefit Dolly's Imagination Library. I just can't get away from it. The fact of knowing that we're putting books into the hands of children and fostering a love for reading and education in them is something that I know within my heart of hearts that MARYWILL would love. And I know from hearing your stories of your family members, children in your family who have received these books because of this organization, I know firsthand the impact that it makes. So, not to be a broken record, but that's what I'd like to do again. I really would. And I think that MARYWILL would love it, and I know that the children who benefit from it will love it. So here's what we're going to do. The brilliant and incredibly talented neighbor of ours, ROSEN, sent me last year a beautiful chart that she designed, an original chart. This is not on the market anywhere. You can't get this anywhere but here. She gifted me that chart and gifted it to this endeavor. And I cannot thank her for her talent, for her generosity, and her friendship throughout this process. Not only did she do one last year, she recently did another of the same sort of chart, but it's a different, just a different version. So I'm going to put up, now these are blurred because I didn't, I know, even though I probably could have posted this chart, I felt weird about it. But this is the first one. And as you can tell, it's a single daffodil, a single jonquil, as Mary Will would have said, in a Wedgwood teapot. I loved it when I first saw it. Aya has charted this on a dark fabric or with a completely full coverage dark stitch. Either is appropriate. You can do it on whatever fabric you would like. But recently, she sent me this one, which is another, I can't not say jonquil, which is another jonquil in a Wedgwood teacup. And they're just both perfect. They're absolutely perfect. So Wedgwood 1, or the chart 1, the first one is available to you. If you want the second one, Wedgwood 2, that is available to you, or both of them. I very well might stitch both of them together or lean out of frame. And I'm probably going to do mine on this beautiful neutral. This is called Chai Love You. This is a Fiberlicious Yummy Fiber 16 count Aida. I think this is what I'm going to do it on. I'm not 100% sure. I want to see how the flosses fall out. But either one of those charts are available to you, and here's how you can get them. If you would like to do this, please follow either make a donation to Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and send and notify me through the email function in their system. When you go there and you make a donation, whether it's $5 or $50 or $500, you can opt to notify me at crisscrossstitch@gmail.com of your contribution. The moment I get that, I will send you the charts. I'm just thinking about this. It's a moment I haven't thought if you want one or the other or both. I'll send you both. If you want to buy me a coffee at the link below, I will send you one or the other or both. That you can specify, because you can write on your Buy Me a Coffee, you can put a comment saying, I would like the first chart, or I would like the second chart, or I would like both charts. That's fine. And if you still want to participate in Miss Mary Will Sal, and you are in a position where you are not able to donate, that's absolutely fine. You request the chart from me, and I will donate in your name. I will make a donation to Dolly's Imagination Library for you. So that you, and I will send you the charts. So you can participate without any kind of I want you to participate because you want to participate. And if you want to make a charitable contribution to Dolly's Imagination Library, either on your own or to me to in turn donate it to through Buy Me a Coffee, it doesn't matter. This is about awareness of the organization. It's about raising some money for the organization, and it's about the inclusiveness of our neighborhood and doing something all together to remember the memory of an amazing woman, and to hopefully inspire children to read and to broaden their horizons to the amazing world in which we live. So I hope that's clear. I hope that you're excited about it. I am. I cannot thank Aya enough for this. I will be making a donation to the library in her name for helping to support this. I encourage you to follow her on Instagram. She's amazing. But I think we're going to have fun with this. Post your photos. Use the hashtag MARYWILLSAL so that we can see this. Talk in your comments about what it's for, about who it's for. about why we're doing it. And I am so thrilled to see what we do. This will run through the summer. I think we're going to go through the summer, and then we might even flip over in the autumn, in the fall, and do another Christmas drive for the library as well. But it's kind of become my pet cause, and it's something I really believe in. And I think education is so incredibly important to our children. So if you have any questions, email me. If you have any thoughts, email me, whatever you want. But I can't wait to see a sea of daffodils across our stitching community for Miss Mary Will. I think she'd love it. In Happy Mail this week, I was gobsmacked once again because I received a postcard from Hamburg, Germany. One of our neighbors, our dear neighbor, I have pen pals and then I have card pals. Well, Sherry is a card pal. Our neighbor, Sherry S., sent me this as she was cruising down, I think, a river from Copenhagen to Southampton. And she sent me a postcard. Blows my mind that someone is going to be in Europe on their vacation and they think, oh, I'm going to sing Crisscross Stitch a Christmas postcard. I love it with all my heart and soul. I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but she says, today I attended Sea Crafts, and guess what the craft was? Yep, cross stitch. I just had to laugh. I'm thinking about starting a Flosstube channel. Maybe the craft was a sign. Start one. I will be your first subscriber, Sherry. Thank you so much for this. It was hysterical. I love it, and I love you. And thank you for thinking of me. And this will go in the I'll never throw it away basket. I have some giveaway winners to announce from last week's offerings. These were all 3 PDFs that I am going to be able to send you. I got dispensation that I can send them directly to you from the lovely Amanda at the Etsy store Cobweb Rose. Amanda is a beautiful designer, and she very generously offered me several charts to use as giveaways. The first was cat hair. Cat hair. So many of you loved this particular chart. And the winner of cat hair is, that sounds very strange. The winner of cat hair is, it's not like you need to win it. If you got a cat, you have it free, don't you? All over. Everything. Everywhere. The winner is Rebecca Wisnicki. Rebecca Wisnicki, congratulations. You are the winner of cat hair. Next was a beautiful chart, In the Clouds. In the Clouds, kind of this is evocative of like a mid-century design to me. The winner of this, the keyword for this was clouds. The winner, Debbie Sisk. Congratulations, Debbie. Debbie is a frequent commenter and regular neighbor, viewer. Thank you, Debbie. Congratulations. And finally, Graveyard, something that you might want to do when we begin Spooky Summer Stitch at the end of the month. Hashtag Spooky Summer Stitch. The winner, Jean Tompkins. Congratulations, Jean. Now, all of these will be going out via email. So as soon as you get as soon as you watch and as soon as you have found out that you won, please email me at the email address below, crisscrossstitch@gmail.com. Make sure to include the third S. And I will email those to you as soon as I receive your email to me. I completely agree. Oh, hi. Sorry. Sal, you remember Sal, don't you? Sal hasn't been here in quite a while, and he's been very busy doing a number of things over at Sesame Street, where he has many friends, don't you, Sal? Yeah, but he wanted to join me today to do the giveaway portion of the program. He couldn't miss the 1 year anniversary, could you? No, not at all. So he wanted to come and do the giveaways with me today. So you're going to help me out, aren't you? Yeah. All right, good. Well, the first few giveaways are provided as PDF charts. Again, a couple of dear friends and designers reached out and they offered these up. I will be able to send these to you via email. And the first two come from my dear friend Michael, another Flosstuber at the Flosstube channel Star Parade. Michael has recently started designing, and I'll have to say he's found one of his callings, I think, because his designs are really quite beautiful. The first of these is called Strawberry Fields, and I'm going to insert some photographs of close-ups of this particular chart. This is somewhat customizable because you are able to include the figures in the field picking the strawberries. He gives you options for that. You can put in 1, 2, more than however you want to do it among the ones that he provides for you. But Strawberry Fields, it's a beautiful chart with this lovely, lovely verse. If you want to be considered for this particular chart, please use the word strawberry in your comment. Strawberry Fields. The second one offered up by Michael is a completely different kind of style. This is a monochromatic style. And I love this one. I may stitch this one. This one is called Nautical. And you can see it's got the fabulous turtles and dolphins and a big octopus or kraken at the bottom of the chart. He has done this in a beautiful green. Of course, you could adapt that to anything that you would like. But if you would like to be considered for this one, please use the word nautical in your comment. Nautical. Next, we have another offering from Amanda at Cobweb Rose. This is I know that I offered something another chart by another designer about coffee recently. This is Amanda's contribution to coffee lovers everywhere. And this one is called Coffee is Life. Coffee is Life. If you'd like to be considered for this particular chart, please use the word coffee in your comment. Coffee. You like coffee, don't you? Makes you a little twitchy. Well, it does. Next, we move to a couple of kits. Now, these were generously given by your fellow neighbors. I cannot recall right off the top of my head who provided these to me, but they came out of the giveaway bin that I have. And the first, oh, I forgot to get it. It's right there. You want to go get it for me? So these are two kits. These are two small kits, and they're kits. Sorry, Sal. They're fully kitted kits. You know what they are. The first is a cute little enjoy the little things. This is something I talk about every episode when I say Chris it up. You've got to enjoy the little things. Here's the problem with the two kits. The keywords aren't necessarily in the kit, so pay attention. This one is going to be joy. The keyword for this is joy. So many of the words in this are ones that you might normally use in just a comment. So for this particular kit, use the word joy. The second kit, oh, this one's hard. Oh, there you go. Sal, you're doing a good job with keeping the glare off of it. The second one, All You Need Is Love. All You Need Is Love. And it has an adorable little girl with a kitty cat on there. Again, this keyword is not in the chart. We're going to use the keyword kitten for this one, because love is, you know, every person who might type, I love your channel, or I love the daffodils, or whatever, they might not want this and it would still come up. So please use the keyword kitten for this, kitten. Now, I said we were going to do some great giveaways this week because it was the 1 year anniversary, and I wasn't wrong. So you've got the 3 PDF charts up for grabs. You have the 2 kits up for grabs, and then the rest of these are provided by the good folks at Fat Quarter Shop and It's So Emma. They are wonderful, and I know you're all aware of them, and I'm just thrilled to be able to offer these things up to you. They are all, of course, available at Fat Quarter Shop. But as viewers of Xrossstitch, you get the opportunity to get them as giveaways. The first is for my quilters out there. This adorable, well, it's not really adorable. I like to use the same words over and over when I'm describing things. I need to vary them up. An elegant quilt pattern. How's that, Sal? Yeah. An elegant quilt pattern, Amaryllis. Amaryllis. Beautiful, designed by Crystal Stahl. And I know that some of you quilters out there are going to just love that one. This one is easy. If you would like to be considered for this, please use the keyword Amaryllis. Amaryllis. Maybe not easy to spell, but that's the keyword, Amaryllis. Next, we have a cross-stitch chart. Also from Fat Quarter Shop, It's So Emma. This one called Cut, Press, Sew. Cut, Press, Sew. Little motifs in there. You might, I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably split that up, but this is not a very large chart. This is an easy finish, an easy stitch. And I think a lot of you would enjoy that. The keyword for this is going to be press. Press. I figured press was the most uncommon word in it. So we're going to use the keyword press for that. But wait, there's more. That's right. 3, not 1, not 2, 3 project bags. Yes, 3 project bags. These are, these are the, oh wow, look at what that does in the camera. You're falling down on your job set. Okay, there you go. All right, so these are Fat Quarter Shops. These are, this is kind of a, this is a, not fabric, this is a perforated vinyl or plastic project bag. They zip, of course. They're great. They have some width to them. And I like these actually. These are, there are 3 different shades of this particular bag that we're offering up. This one is called Peony. The pink one is called Peony. So if you would like the pink bag, use the keyword Peony. The, excuse me. The minty green project bag, grab it. Grab it. There you go. The minty green version of this is called Misty. So please use the keyword Misty if you would like to be considered for this. Misty. And the 3rd color choice is a lovely blue. This is called Bluebell. So please use the keyword Bluebell if you'd like to be considered for this. If you'd like to be, you okay? I know plastic doesn't taste very good. Bluebell. Use the keyword Bluebell if you'd like to be considered for this. So some great giveaways for the 1 year anniversary of the channel. I think it's a very fitting thank you to each and every one of you who have been supporting me this past year. Please be 18 years of age so that I can ask you for your mailing address for some of these. Please be a subscriber to the channel. Please like the video and don't use any words such as giveaways or winnings or prize in your comment. Of course, you know all those rules. And of course, use the keyword in your comment and make sure to check some of those that don't, the 2 kits, the keywords are not in the name of the kit itself. So make sure to look at the graphic below them. Thank you, Sal. I'm sure you'll be back very soon. I think you're going to be back next week for Chris's Toy Chest. All right, well, we'll see you next week, Sal. Say bye. If you had told me a little over a year ago that I would be doing this right now, I would have probably said that you are crazy, because I had no idea that this world existed. I've tried to do this 3 times without crying. And I just can't get through it. If you'd told me that I would have a Flosstube channel with all of you neighbors, so many of you neighbors, and if you had told me that I was going to meet so many amazing friends and hear so many wonderful stories and respond to so many thousands of comments and raise so many thousands of dollars for kids to read, if you had told me that I would be inundated with kindness every time I go to my mailbox, I wouldn't have believed you. But I'm so grateful for it. And I'm so grateful for all of you. And we should all be grateful for this wonderful community that we have. All because we like to put little X's in fabric and make beautiful things. It has been, and I've said this before, it has been a singular joy in my life. It has been a ray of hope in a very bleak time. And that is all because of you. Each and every one of you. So here we go into year 2. New journeys, new projects, new dreams, new laughs, new stories. So thanks. Thanks for being with me on the ride. And let's see what this guy has to say. I don't know what he's going to say.
Taking care is one way to show your love. Another way is letting people take good care of you when you need it.
Thanks for taking care of me when I needed it. And until next week, bye-bye.